Hey fish people, welcome back to the channel. We're doing something a little different today. We got a fish store tour for you. So for those that don't know, when I was out at Aquashell Chicago last year, I got to go visit a pretty awesome fish store. Probably one of the biggest ones I've ever been in. And that was of course called Aquarium Adventure and Petland. So they got two stores. Petland's on the right. It's got your typical dog, cat, pet stuff like that. Then on the left hand side, they got all their fish stuff. Now, when I say this is a large fish store, and you could basically just be a kid in a candy shop here, I ain't lying to you. So we're going to go through this whole store. We're going to look at everything. I'll pop in and out. I'll give you little snippets, and then we're just going to, go through part of the store. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So when you first walk in the store, you're going to be greeted by two lovely ponds on either side. This is the first pond here, and then we got another pond on the other side of the store coming up here in a second. They got koi fish in these, both of them, and the ponds just look great. You're gonna see little fish come up here, and they just kind of chill out with me for a little bit. Then of course after the koi ponds, we've got hardscaping stuff coming up. Now, I'm used to, small pieces of driftwood, small rocks and stuff. This place got all the different kinds of rocks you could possibly want. They've got hardscaping, woods up the wazoo, and it was just so awesome. I wish I lived locally to this place because I would be scaping things constantly with the amount of stuff they have. Here we have just a bin, a bunch of different woods. Now this is in the back part of the store by the actual fish section. And it's just, you pick it, it's just great. Look at the cool, look at it. They got all different kinds here. We got big, medium, small. Those are cholla wood branches, by the way, and you can see all the prices. And honestly, that's really not that expensive compared to, online prices or other store prices. You got your small woods there. You got woods on slate here. If you don't want to have to worry about it being sinking, you just stick it and it's fine. Tubs of wood, racks of wood. Now these are all the slate stuff. They've got other stuff that's not. They had logs, people. They had logs. You could just buy a whole freaking log to stick in your tank. We've got more bigger stuff over here, and of course, as you see, they were having a sale at the time. More smaller types of rocks. You got some pond stone. You got some other stuff down there, slate and buckets. And this was, you pick it, you weigh it, you're good to go. We got Sarah stone. They got dragon stone. They had a bunch of different kinds of woods and rocks. Any color you could imagine. More wood. Wood on wood on wood. Maybe that's why I like this store so much. You get more wood on slate here. These have got some backgrounds. Here are the logs. Now, you guys got fish that like hiding in logs. There you go. You can buy half logs or full logs. Just stick them in your tank. Smaller logs and stuff. I kind of wish I had this store here now because I'm getting some scaping materials for an Amazon puffer tank. And I could really use some of this awesome hardscaping stuff. And then of course they had some indoor home plants, things you can put in terrariums or hothouses if you have them. They had a whole selection of different tanks with stands and all-in-one setups as well. In the back little corner over there, you saw a glimpse of the fish section. We're not getting to that part just yet. And then, of course, they had your standard pet supply stuff, all your beta stuff you could want. Foods. This is their beta section. Now, you see they do carry extreme foods. They carry omega foods. So they've got the standard stuff. They got the fluval bug bites. Those are always a good one to carry. And then we're just going to go quickly breeze through all these aisles because you got your standard filter stuff. All the normal stuff you'd see in a pet store. Nothing too crazy there. Aquarium. Got your sponges. You got your aqua clears. Always a good one to buy. Now this was in August, so I think they were having a, some kind of sale. Can't remember exactly what it was, but you can get your grapples down there too. Again, just all standard stuff, air stones, airline tubing, pumps. All stuff you would, expect to see at a fish store, just a lot more than I'm used to seeing. And of course, fish food. Y'all know I love fish food. They had the whole wide range of bug bites, pellets, and flake foods. They had the North Fin. They had, your typical Tetris foods. They have the whole line of extreme foods coming up, and Hikari foods, both staples in my fish room. Big and small sizes of everything. You got your Zoom Ed stuff, you got your Omega 1 stuff. They got a whole plethora of Omega 1, and of course, here's all the lovely extreme products. Link in the description. And then we had tanks. Tanks on tanks on tanks. And the cool thing is they actually have themed tanks and stuff set up along this whole row here, which we're going to go through. They have a Stargate tank. Come on. How could you not want a Stargate tank? Come on! I loved it. They have a Stargate one, and then they also had a Star Wars one here. Look at that beautiful tank. Just think of all the stocking options you could have for that tank. And of course, they did sell all this decor and stuff as well. You could, again, this was just a display, so people could see what you can do with different sized tanks. So you got your basic stuff and your more advanced stuff. I think this is a really cool idea that I wish more stores did, where they actually have scaped tanks without livestock in them, just so you can kind of see, because we know the water will distort things, so this gives you an idea of what you can do with a tank, depending on the different sizes. Even the smaller tanks here, they've got something in there that's going to help the fish, calm down a little bit. More fish food. All the nets you could possibly want. Various sizes. Fake plants, gravel, sands, aqua soils. Again, standard stuff. All your fake decors, fake rocks, fake, castles and corals and all that good stuff. More gravel on the bottom there. Some boats, because why wouldn't you want a sunken boat in your ship? Come on. The pirate ship does look kind of cool, though. Now, we get into the fish section here. They've actually got two entrances. The front entrance is a circular area where they've got plants in all their tanks, along with livestock. So you got some angels, you got some rainbows in there. Nice Val looking there through the tank. And this is actually like a semicircle tank that comes through the whole front of the fish store itself. Look at that little barb there. Little pleco on the bottom there. Amazon swords in the tank. Tiger barbs. Like this store was paradise for me because I've never seen anything like this before. So getting to walk into this store and see all this cool wildlife and the hardscaping stuff and just everything together in one whole side of this massive store for just fish stuff. This is the other side here. You've got some Danios in there, you got some more barbs, you got some tetras, you got different plants on the bottom there. Honestly, I would just want to live in this store. Then they have another entrance that we'll see here in a little bit. So the back of the store has livestock in it. The front of the store is all your hardscaping, your foods, your tanks, your decor, all that good stuff is in the front of the store. And then the part we all probably want to be in the most is in the back of the store, where you got all livestock. They've got saltwater, they've got freshwater, they've got brackish water, they've got oddball fish, they've got your standard typical fish. They pretty much had anything you could possibly look for, they had. And of course, you know, more tanks, swordtails, platies, more plants. Plants on plants. They had plants everywhere. And it keeps going. It's never ending. And it's not like they just threw stuff in. This part actually looks like it was scaped a little bit. Here's another semicircle tank they have. More fish in there. It actually looks like a, you know, they just stuck plants in, but it actually looks pretty cool. And then eventually we're going to get to a point where there's actually axolotls in this tank. Next to it, they've got heavily planted with axolotls in it as well, and some driftwood. There you go. These things are super cool. I want some axolotls eventually. I just want to have the proper tank set up for them. We got some in the back. We got a little black guy over there. We got a clear one. We had the beigey one before. Some water lettuce up top there. Now that's full-grown water lettuce, not the dwarf water lettuce that we've done a video on this channel before. I'm sorry, this water hyacinth and water lettuce. More plants. Giant little apple snail there. I believe that's an apple snail. And here's a nice view of the center part of the fish area here. All those tanks we just looked at go in a nice semicircle around. And here's the other entrance. You got a nice rockwork cave here. When you walk in, you got two big tanks on either side. One's got a bunch of what I'm assuming are cichlids, and one's got a nice giant red-tailed cat in it. Now, can you imagine having this tank in your house? There's one of those logs that they sell at the store, I'm assuming, or that's just a nice fake one they did. These fish are beautiful. Like, I would just go to this store to look at the fish. I wouldn't even buy anything. This is like going to an actual aquarium. Just go to the fish store with all these nice fish in tanks and stuff. Like, look at the trees, like the tree work and the background and these fish. Can you imagine having this in your house? Just one of those archway tanks in your house looking like this. I would just sleep underneath it because it's so beautiful. The fish were nice and personable. You know, they see they came up so I could film them. And like I said, on the other side, before we end this part 1, because it's going to be a two-parter, arowana up there, the other side has a nice red-tailed cat in the tank. So this is the entrance where if you come in from the actual pet side, you're going to get to see these two tanks. And look at that. Look at this beautiful red-tailed catfish. Now, I would never personally own one of these because I don't have a tank big enough, and my guess is when this guy gets big enough, they're going to actually get him out of here. But even just having a singular catfish in this one tank, it would still be beautiful to watch. Now, this is going to be part 1 of part 2. Part 2, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty and show off some of the cool livestock and stuff and just go really quick through the actual fish section. If you did enjoy this, leave a comment down below and let me know your favorite part of this part 1 of the store. Leave a like if you did enjoy it. If you find yourself come back on the regular and you're not subscribed, maybe hit that sub button. And I hope to see you guys in the next video.